Yes, welcome. This is MJB. I will talk about climate or climatic regions and vegetation. We ought to understand the difference that we have between vegetation and climatic regions in Eastern Africa. First of all, we need to understand what climate is. That climate We ought to know that climate refers to the average weather condition of a place recorded over a long period of time, usually 30 to 35 years. And there's another word that confuses learners, and this is weather. There's a difference between weather and climate. Weather is the daily changes of the atmosphere. It is totally different from climate, which is the average weather condition of a place recorded over a long period of time, usually 30 to 35 years. So we ought to note that difference so that we do not confuse. So when we talk about climatic regions, what are climatic regions? Climatic regions, first of all, is a continuous geographic area with similar characteristics. When there is a continuous similar characteristics in an area, then that is when we get what we call climatic regions. Areas with similar climatic regions or climatic characteristics are grouped and they form what we call a climatic region. When several areas continually uh, produce what we call similar characteristics, they form a climatic region. So as we go by, we need to understand the examples of climatic regions that we have in Eastern Africa. In Eastern Africa, we have several climatic regions which are common. First of all, we have what we call equatorial climatic region. Secondly, there is modified equatorial climatic region. There is tropical climatic region. We also have subtropical climatic region. There is desert climatic region. We also have semi-desert climatic region. In addition, we also have mountain climatic region. As we continue, we also need to understand that these particular climatic regions have got a specific characteristics that make them different from one another. So the characteristics of equatorial climatic region. Equatorial climatic region, we need to understand that there is high rainfall throughout the year, about 1,500 millimeters. It also receives what we call convectional rainfall. There is rainfall which is well distributed throughout the year in this particular climatic region. High temperatures throughout the year. We also have annual average temperatures of about 26 degrees Celsius. High humidity is experienced throughout the year. There is two rainfall seasons, that is long rains on April and May, as well as short rains on November to December. There is also what we call there is no distinct dry seasons. No distinct dry seasons in equatorial climatic region. Another climatic region that we have to look at the characteristics. We have a climatic region we call modified equatorial climatic region. This modified equatorial climatic region have got several characteristics as well. One, there is high rainfall between 1,000 millimeters to 2,000 millimeters per year. We have what we call moderate temperature of about 22 degrees Celsius. We also have convectional rainfall. That this climatic region receives what we call convectional rainfall. There is high humidity throughout the year. It has two main seasons, that is wet and dry season. It receives long rains between March to May. We also have another feature which says that it receives short rains between October to December. Another climatic region is a tropical climatic region, and it has the following characteristics. One, the characteristics that are available in this particular climatic region, it has hot, wet season and cool and dry season. Hot and wet season as well as cool and dry season. Cooler seasons have no rainfall, hence remain dry. Hotter seasons receive a lot of rainfall, hence they are wet. Rainfall is between 750 millimeters to 1,200 millimeters. It has two rain seasons, a long rains between March to May. We also have short rains between September to October. And temperature is between 21 degrees Celsius to 32 degrees Celsius. Characteristics of tropical climatic regions. In tropical climatic regions, we have the following characteristics. One, there is cool or moderate temperatures between 18 degrees Celsius and 23 degrees Celsius. There is high rainfall between 1,100 millimeters and 2,500 millimeters. There is rainfall which is throughout the year. Rainfall is spread throughout the year in this particular climatic region. We also have characteristics of desert climatic region. Under this, there is low rainfall below 250 millimeters per year. Rainfall is irregular. It is not defined. High temperatures of up to 40 degrees Celsius. There is clear, cloudless skies throughout the year. Very high temperatures during the day and very low temperatures at night. Hot and dry most of the months of the year, and there is what we call prolonged drought. What about the characteristics of semi-arid? Semi-arid climatic region has got long dry seasons. There is high temperatures throughout the year. We also have rainfall range between 250 millimeters to 680 millimeters per year. Now, we have looked at some of these climatic regions. Majorly, we have just looked at the main ones. The learner should also go ahead and look for the remaining ones for more acquaintance to this particular section. Now, it's a high time for us to look at vegetation in Eastern Africa. We need to have that difference and understand what would be the main difference between vegetation and climatic regions, because I have realized that most learners confuse between vegetation and climatic regions. So vegetation, when we talk about vegetation, we have to understand that this vegetation refers to plants that grow in a place. Vegetation that grows on its own is called natural vegetation, and we have vegetation that is planted, which is called planted vegetation. So there are several types of vegetation in Eastern Africa. Among them, tropical rainforest vegetation. There is savanna woodland vegetation. We have savanna grassland vegetation, and we have mountain vegetation, swamp vegetation, desert vegetation, semi-desert vegetation. We also have mangrove vegetation. So all these types of vegetation are found in Eastern Africa. We also have some characteristics that are existing in these particular vegetations. Characteristics of the main types. We are going to look at the main types and their characteristics. We are going to begin with tropical rainforests. Tropical rainforests can also be called equatorial vegetation. It is found in equatorial climatic region. It is found in equatorial climatic region. Remember, that is where the confusion comes to the learners. That when these vegetations are found in given climatic regions, let them not bring a confusion to you. So the characteristics of tropical rainforest vegetation are as follows. One, tall trees that form canopies. We have vegetation which is evergreen. Trees have straight trunks. Uh, Trees have broad leaves in this particular vegetation. Trees have uh, buttress roots. Forests are thick and dense. Trees are mainly wood. For example, we have oak, teak, mvule, mahogany, uh, camphor, among others. Those are but the examples, although we have several examples of such trees. What about another type of vegetation that we call savanna woodland vegetation? It comes immediately after tropical vegetation, mainly consists of trees. We also have the characteristics under this savanna woodland vegetation. Trees are of medium height. Trees are widely spaced or scattered. Another characteristic is that trees are deciduous. Tall grass between the trees. There are tall grass between the trees. Trees tops are umbrella shaped. They are umbrella shaped. Common trees are acacia and baobab. We have acacia and baobab as the common trees under this type of vegetation. Trees have deep roots and have thick barks. Thick barks. What about the savanna grassland? It's another type of vegetation. It mainly consists of grass and few scattered trees. There is grass and few scattered trees. This is the savanna. Characteristics of the savanna vegetation, that is savanna grassland vegetation. Drought resistant vegetation. Grass may grow up to 2 meters. There is tall elephant grass and few scattered trees. Trees have thick barks also. Trees have thorny leaves. Main trees are baobab, acacia. We have cacti, euphorbia, among others. What about swamp vegetation? Swamp vegetation, it's common along rivers and shores of small lakes. It is mainly grows in poorly drained areas. The main the main vegetation in this particular type of vegetation is we have piperous reeds, we have water lilies, among others. It is found in South Sudan, Bar El Ghazal, that is in swamps like Sod Swamp. We have places like Yoga Swamp in Tanzania. We have Amboseli Swamp in Kenya. Those are the places where the swamp vegetation is found. I think up to that point, we have talked about we have talked about the vegetation, and we have also talked about climatic regions. The climatic regions that we have mentioned also indicate areas favorable for various types of vegetation that we have mentioned here. Thank you for your time.